Did you guys hit the Mega Millions? I ain't think so, man. I told you. We reacting to Colin Cowherd's playoff prediction, man. Let's go.
Let's go! This ain't the Fox Tyson forces gegen he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the MoneyPot Podcast, the only sports gambling show where we teach you guys, how to fill your pockets with money that you deserve. Not me, not the handicappers, not the sports books, not FanDuel, not DraftKings, but you guys deserve to put more money in your pockets. You deserve all the fruits of your labor and your stress that comes with sports gambling and betting. I am your host, Moss Money from the MoneyPot Podcast. My co-host is on the way. We got a great show for you guys today. Great show today. We got free bets like normal. We hit yesterday for our members out there. And if you're not a member, in the YouTube link right now is the comment to join up. Please join. Only $9.99 a month, $9.99 a month. I can never say that right. Only $9.99 a month. Better than any handicapper, syndicate, anything you can think of where you get bets and you pay for bets, we'll beat that price anytime. Only on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We had a pretty decent day yesterday on UFC 277. We hedged our way into a win, right? We hedged our way into a win. We had 3 parlays. The one should have been good. I didn't think Moreno was going to knock him out. I thought, if anything, he would have subbed him. But he did. He knocked him out. And we had a great day yesterday. We hedged ourselves right into a win, came down to the end. We played both sides, walked away, or at least myself walked away with about 6 or 7 units. So we were good to go, man. Last week, if you watched the show last week, my guy BDiddy, before I go, he said, yo, where are you going? We got bets to give out. He gave out a free 3-team parlay on baseball that smashed. So, like I said, man, you stick with us. We'll show you not only how to win, we'll give away free shit. We'll put more money in your pockets, and we'll get going. And we talk some sports, man. We got, like I said, Colin Cowherd came out with a playoff prediction, and we're going to take a look at that. I really want to take a look at that because a lot of people follow him. A lot of people listen to him. And for the most part, he's pretty decent. So we want to look about, is it the time right now to look at those bets and put those bets in? We're talking Eagles football. I got a Miles Sanders rant again. Because this guy just won't stop talking. So I feel like I need to say something every time I hear this guy talk. And we got free bets. But of course, Superman or Batman ain't good without Robin. Need my co-host, my guy, your guy. They call him Diddy. What's up, B?
What's up, brother? What's up? Good morning.
Good morning, man. Good morning. What's good?
Same old, just a different day.
Mm-hmm. Love that hat, man. Gotta love that. I gotta get a new one, man. My joint kind of
what just got stuck in the rain or something? She was running in the
my joint wrinkle. Your joint nice, fresh. Got the top right. My joint flat.
That joint was balled up, wet, soaked under. Take a hat sniff test.
Yeah, man. I got
thing in the trash
with that, B. I gotta go do something with that, man. So, like I said, man, we're talking Eagles football today. We're talking Miles Sanders, and we're talking Colin Cowherd's playoff predictions. But let's get into the poll question. Poll question is brought to you by BetUS. I'm gonna tell you what, BetUS saved me. I went to Disney World a couple weeks ago, and I could not bet. I had a lot of great bets. Not even that. I did free bets all week on TikTok on what's my name? Is it MoneyPot Moss or Moss MoneyPot. I forget. I'll figure it. I'll tell you guys my TikTok. But on TikTok, you find me on MoneyPot. I put out free bets for the week. I literally went on a lovely run. I went 7-2 over the course of the week. It's documented in TikTok. And I couldn't bet on FanDuel. I couldn't bet on DraftKings. And guess what? Who saved me? BetUS. There's a link in the bio. There's a link in the Facebook of A2D Radio. You hit the link. They are still doing the promotion for 125% back on your money. So that means you have to put at least $50 down on your account, follow a bet from your boys, win some money, get out. They didn't even touch your bankroll. It's a lovely option, lovely bet. So go ahead and go BetUS. I'm looking at it right now. MoneyPot Moss. It's TikTok. So if you follow me on MoneyPot Moss, that's TikTok. But let's get into our poll question. So, like I said, Colin Cowherd came out with his future bets on playoff winners. And I said, that's interesting because I want to say it's too early, but camps have started, right? Camps have started. And if you want to get on the better side of the number on the future bets, I tend to wait a little bit longer than most. But if you want to get on the future side of the future of the playoffs and those future bets, now it's time to jump on the kind of bandwagon when everybody's healthy and we don't really know what's going to go on. It's a good guess, right? It really is. At the end of the day, it's a good guess of what you've seen from what teams have done from off-season trades or off-season free agent signings, from different head coaches. Things have moved from that, and what you see in the division and what you took from last year of how many starters are returning, turnover, et cetera, retirement, et cetera, et cetera. So I know you're pretty good at futures. You've always have been. Is it too early right now, you think, for these playoff picks, knowing that your bankroll is ready for the football season? You maybe put some money aside just for these certain type of bets. So you have your bankroll, you have money for future bets, and then you have money for your daily gambling habits. Agree to disagree, bro? Is it too early to put these picks in right now?
I think right now it is, only because we're only through the first week or first few days of camp. By third preseason, once we get figure out who's going to be playing and the injuries, then you kind of can throw your shot, because you put in a bet this week, next week somebody go down that's big on that team, and then you're like, damn. So let's look at the value. Obviously the number's going to change if something like that was to happen, but hey, it's better safe than sorry. So I would say yes right now. But if you want to look at your sleepers, because they have great value at the moment, you might want to sprinkle a little something on those at the moment. And then I would just wait like 3 weeks to get ready for the season, and then say, okay, this is what this was looking like. These are the teams I had in mind going into the season.
Yeah,
their roster as of this moment is healthy. The value that they got them at is looking good. Let's throw my shot there. So that's how I would look at it. But I would go your long shots might be the best value right now before these preseasons start going through. So for me, like the Colts, I think I got them as a long shot. Possibly, you got to look at the Saints maybe to possibly make a run. Those are two teams I look at as a long shot, but the value might be good in the book.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you right here as well. I think it is way too early from a playoff team. I still think the first 4 to 5 weeks, it's a long season, man. We got 17 games. So I think the first 4 or 5 weeks kind of give you at least of understanding or kind of barometer of who your playoff teams are. Are you going to get on the kind of lower end of the number? More than likely than what it started with. But at the same time, plus EV money is still better than no plus EV money. Meaning that if you find a team that, started the season was plus 175 to make the playoffs, and now after 3 or 4 games, or 5 games, they're 3-2, or maybe even 4-1, maybe more likely 3-2. They're like plus 125. That's still a good bet. Like it's still a good bet. Don't get caught up being too greedy because the number isn't as big as it was. Just hey, like I was saying before, some of y'all jokers went and spent that money, including myself, to go hit that Mega Millions for that Billy, right? Go hit that Mega Millions for that Billy, and we hit 2 weeks in a row on MoneyPot. So you went and spent $20, knowing damn well it was 1 to a trillion odds for you to win that bitch. Instead of betting with your boys, where you been up 2 units. I mean, not 2 units. I'm sorry, 20 units, right? Because remember, a couple weeks ago, I called the All-Star shot, right? That was about 15-1. And then yesterday, I had the UFC pick. We had a parlay that ended up being 10-1. Put actually no, it was more than that. I think it was almost 15. It was almost 16-1. 75. I put 75 on it. It was to be at the end. It was plus 1100, and all we had was the main event. I thought Penne was going to win that last night. I did. Well, hey, yo, Nunes walked out of there. Now Nunes limped out of there with a limp thigh. You know what I'm saying?
Nunes. Did you see Pena's forehead?
Yeah. Well, she gets beat.
She
up.
took a beating. Now, hey, she's a strong. That's a strong woman.
5 rounds though.
She went 5 rounds, and she was leaking for at least 3 of those rounds.
Yeah, but she almost caught her in that armbar. She almost it was close.
I was a little nervous about Nunes. Keep kind of wanting to be in that top like that, not in the side control, but
yeah.
She was. Hey, listen, Pena got a heart of gold, man. She was fighting.
I'm not gonna go another one.
But Pena got a behind whip though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying she did. I mean, she didn't. Absolutely, she did. But what I'm saying is, it was like I think the odds were right. Right? She got caught a couple times, but she hasn't been knocked out in like 7 years. So I knew she had the chin in the gas tank to go.
Got a hell of a chin.
Yeah, I knew she had the tough and grittiness to go. The question was Nunes going to get gassed on those later rounds and then get caught? And she almost did with the armbar. She almost
got caught with the armbar. She didn't get gassed though. Nunes was ready to go.
Yeah, Nunes was ready.
Nunes was ready for all. That's going into the 5th round. She was like
in the weigh-ins. She was ripped up for the weigh-in. She was ready for that. Good. Yeah, she was good.
Pena just came into a beast there today. That's
no,
but Pena had the opportunity with the armbar, the triangles. She was definitely.
And I never see Nunes. Nunes' face ain't never get beat up like that too. She took some shots, so it was a great fight. It was a great fight. But at the end of the day, like I said, to the members out there, that we had a hedge opportunity, right? Because by the time fight came around, money was still coming in on the dog, so it was almost close to 2-1 with Nunes by the time I put my bet in. So I put in it was 450 to win like 649 or something like that. So we hedged both sides. I didn't even watch. I mean, I watched most of the fight, fell asleep during most of the fight. I think I fell asleep by the 4th round because I was like, oh, this is over. She's getting crushed. And you know what I mean? I was good. We were good. We won both sides. So like I said, man, become a member, right? Become a member. It's in the link. $9.99. Not only just gambling picks, but we give away a lot of free shit. Tom does a great job of giving away free stuff, from tickets to jerseys to guest on show. We got to get some guests on show. That's another thing I want to do. I want to bring people on live and talk some gambling and see what the people out there are doing. So we're going to work on that and see who we can find out to get some bets on. All right. So we did the poll question. We talked about the members. We talked about some bets yesterday. Let's get into Colin Cowherd's playoff prediction. So on the herd, he came out and he gave a prediction of every division about who's going to be those playoff teams. So I was looking at that and I was thinking, I wonder what these odds are, because people are going to look at this and they're going to go run bet it right away. Right? They're going to run and bet it right away. So I was just like, you know what? Let's look at these odds and let's see what we have here. So I'm going to bring up the odds. We're going to go through the AFC. Now, remember, on past shows, we already did our NFC and AFC division winners, and we already have future bets on that. So if you haven't seen that, just go ahead and go to MoneyPot Podcast YouTube, and you can check out those videos for those replays about what we put in. We got some really good bets, and it's kind of interesting how our future bets match up with Colin's division winners already. So really interesting how that goes. So let's start with AFC East. So in the AFC East, actually, you know what? Let me bring up the divisions. we can just kind of compare what he's looking at too. NFL standings. You drink coffee in the morning, or you don't drink coffee, bro?
Nah, I don't drink coffee. I hear it's a thing though.
It is a thing. It is a thing. I could never finish a full cup, but I like the taste in the morning to get me going. Kind of pause on that, huh?
A little bit.
A little bit. A little, just a little bit. All right. Let me see here. All right, we'll go through. I can't split screen it where we add actually, you know what? Yeah, I can. No, I can't. I can't share more than one screen. All right. So here we go. We got AFC East. So in the AFC East, I'll just run it down. I'll read it off to you. Last year we had the Buffalo Bills 11-6, New England Patriots 10-7, the Miami Dolphins 9-8, and the New York Jets at 14-3. So right now, Colin went with the Bills and Buffalo Bills, and it's like a no-brainer. They're minus 600 to make the playoffs, and I'll just put it up so people can see it a little bit better. Minus 600 to make the playoffs. No, me and you, we got no concern about that. We understand that. Nothing to really talk about there. Interesting one next, I thought, somewhat. He went with the Miami Dolphins to make the playoffs. Now, right now, the Miami Dolphins are plus 142 to make the playoffs. Right now. Obviously, a lot of hype. He said that he felt that Miami was going to score their way into the playoffs just because of how dynamic they are on offense at this point. With so many new, not so many new, but just the main piece, Tyreek Hill, making an impact on that team from being, one, a leader, right? Because when he was in KC, he didn't really have the mic in his face that much. This time, everything he says, everything he does is under a microscope because he was the big free agency. And if you think about that offense, if you write it on paper, he is the name on offense. It really is him. So all eyes are on him. But you got him, Waddle. Who was the running back that was just on the Rams that went there? He was on the Patriots too. I like Sony Michel is there now, I believe. Obviously, you had Gesicki still there. They have the rookie head coach coming from the 49ers. One of the minority coaches. He's betting on that rookie coach there. I don't know, man. I like Tua. I thought he was going to be good. I always thought that left-handed quarterbacks typically do well in the NFL, especially highly talented ones. But I don't know about this pick. I don't. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I would bet no on this one. I think that the books are right. It's minus 174 for them to make the playoffs. I'm going to say no. I just don't. I don't believe in Tua can do this in a really tough AFC conference.
I agree with you. I understand why Miami looks like their little gym, but yeah, Tua got to show me more.
Yeah.
Before I put money on them making the playoffs. Let's not forget the Patriots is still there. Mac Jones is going to be now in his second year. Nobody's talking about Mac Jones. How solid a year
he talking about Matt Jones?
I mean, he had a solid rookie season. He led his team to the playoffs. What are we talking about? One of the arguably the best coaches that ever played a game.
We'll see what he does this year for sure. We'll see what he does. This year.
I mean, I'm saying we got to let's not just forget about the Patriots.
I just don't see anything on offense.
I think Matt Jones will be better than he was last year.
Let me ask you this: do you think the New England Patriots make the playoffs? They're plus 160 right now.
The problem is we know the Bills going to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, of course.
Is that second team going to make out the division? Listen. I can't. Bill Belichick is going to make the playoffs next year.
Okay.
Second year, Mac Jones is going to be there. Mac Jones gonna be better. He lost a lot of weight. They say he looks good. Looks like he's in an NFL shape.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He got a couple abs showing a little bit, so he's
that
acting
makes sense.
like he wants to be there.
Yeah,
That
that
means
makes
he's gonna be
sense.
a little bit more sturdy. I'm sure he's gonna have a little more confidence going into this year. He was learning a lot. They
Yeah.
always talked about how cerebral he is, so I assume he knows the playbook right now.
Okay.
And defensively they're gonna be pretty stout. So I mean, I know they lost Josh McDaniels,
Yeah.
but I don't think that stops them from doing what they're gonna do. So I would say Patriots make the playoffs over Miami.
Ooh, like that plus EV money. What are they? They are plus no. So we'll take this off. Where did I just go? Okay, and we'll add this plus 160. Now remember,
Yeah.
everybody, there's 7 teams that make the playoffs. So right now we got 2. All right, next division, AFC North. Now, Colin went against, I guess the stigma or the typical trend that the loser of the Super Bowl next year does not make the playoffs. The AFC North is a tough division. They're going to beat each other up pretty much. Always has been for the most part. These games are always tough. So this division is Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Baltimore. Cincinnati won the division. Obviously, we all know that last year, 10-7. Pittsburgh went 9-7. The Cleveland Browns went 8-9. Baltimore went 8-9. He did say something interesting that I didn't even think about. He said Cleveland was going to be the best, most talented team that doesn't make the playoffs this year. And it's all surrounding, obviously, because of Watson. Because we don't know how long he's going to be suspended. But it's looking like anywhere from 2 to 6 games. So if he gets 6, they'll appeal it. Might drop down to 4. If he gets 4, they might appeal it again, and so he might keep 4. I think he'll get like 4. They got to do something, right? They can't just let it go unblemished. He has to, do something. Even though he wasn't found guilty, he wasn't charged or anything. There's still a status quo that you have to have as an NFL player. So the fact that there's so much surrounding you right now, there's still a price to be paid. So I think he gets about 2 to 4 games, in my opinion. So is that too much to put them behind the A ball? Not 100% sure. The only thing I don't agree with, I think Baltimore wins this division. But he said something that was interesting that I don't remember ever listening or hearing. Baltimore has been very noisy this year. Baltimore's typically not a lot of noise that comes from Baltimore. They're usually a well-run organization. Their players keep their mouths shut. Typically, I want to say stay out of trouble. But just so much surrounding Lamar Jackson has been very noisy coming out of Baltimore. So I'm going to go against Colin here. I think Baltimore wins the division. Pittsburgh Pittsburgh's in a complete rebuild, and Mike Tomlin might be the first time he doesn't make the playoffs, which is still, I think, a stat and a record that should be talked about more. Or no, was it playoffs or he hasn't had a losing season?
Yeah, losing season.
I'm sorry, he hasn't had a losing season. Cleveland still in the air. We got to find out about Watson. So obviously, Cincy and Baltimore. I'm going to go. Baltimore's going to make the playoffs. Where we go with Baltimore? We just did a show in Baltimore too. I'm going to go. Baltimore makes the playoffs, and I think Cincinnati makes the playoffs as well. So I think 2 is coming out of the AFC North. Possibly. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that.
Because Baltimore is always good. Right? Baltimore's always good. They get a lot of players back.
It is a lot of noise. They better pay Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, facts.
I can't see him playing this season on this.
Facts. Big facts. What up, Don? He needs to get paid. It'd be interesting if he doesn't get paid. But he does need to get paid. Because I said this before, and I think Patrick Mahomes came out because of the whole stigmatism around what's his name? Kyler Murray. With that little whatever, the nuance or whatever the note footprint or whatever they had in his contract that he had to read. He had to watch film study or whatever, do independent study for 4 hours a week. If you look at Lamar Jackson's numbers, and you take the way he looks away from it, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. He would have gotten his contract if he was going to pay, in my opinion, right? And I think it goes along with what Patrick Mahomes was saying, was that black quarterbacks do have to maybe go the extra mile, the extra step to solidify themselves in this league continuously, that they can play with their other counterparts as good as and as well as anybody else, even though it might look like it's different, a different style of play, but they're just as valuable as their counterparts. Now, obviously, guys are getting paid as they should. The quarterback position is heavily weighed, as it should be. But some of these little small things that you kind of hear in and out, really interesting. The fact that they had to put in there that you have to study to be an NFL quarterback, it's kind of silly. But I'm not so sure about Cincinnati. I'm putting Cincinnati in there just because how they're just so dynamic on offense. I trust Burrow. I trust Chase. But I'm not sure how much better that offensive line is. And did they get a kind of lightning in the bottle last year on their run?
Yeah.
So not sure. The defense is good. The pass rush is good. But are all those players going to have the same year they had last year? Not 100% sure, because they could be coming in there filling themselves as they should be.
I know one player ain't going to digress.
Who's that?
And that's Jamar Chase, baby. That boy, that's a baller.
Mm-hmm.
So the Barrow to Chase connect is going to be here for a long time. I don't see him regressing. He's just special.
Yeah, and
but your good point is the O line. Did they tighten up the O line? Is Barrow going to be getting the pressure and the sacks that he got last year? And even with that, they went to the Super Bowl. It's very, very interesting because they are a top 10 defense. So Cincinnati.
Were they a top 10 defense last year?
Yeah. So
it'll be and it's a Zach. I think it's Zach Taylor. They got a good head coach. He's a smart guy. Yep. He's a good head coach. So all that you have all the ingredients to make it work again. So I do think they get into the playoffs again. All right. So that's it for the AFC North. So AFC, I said the NFC North, AFC North, the AFC West, which is probably the best division in football. We have the Kansas City Chiefs, went 12-5 last year. The Las Vegas Raiders went 10-7. The Chargers went 9-8, and the Denver Broncos went 7-10. Obviously, big free agents in this division. We have Russell, who showed up in his own jersey. Love it. People were going nuts, but I loved it that he showed up in his shit, rocking his own shit, going to Denver. Obviously, Russell falls into that category of the Bradys. I want to put Matt Ryan in there. Who was another free agent that went? Oh, Matthew Stafford, the Stafford and the Bradys. That is the catalyst to make the team a Super Bowl team. So that's how Denver is looked at right now with Russell in there. And if you look at that old AFC prediction that we did a parlay that we had Denver winning the division. And it's interesting how Colin has the same thing. He has 3 teams making this out of this division, making it, which makes sense because this division is loaded. He's got Denver winning the division. He's got the Chiefs making the playoffs and the San Diego Chargers making the playoffs. Khalil Mack over in the Chargers got a great deal, especially on the second half of his career. With Bosa and Mack on the side, those, you got, I think James is holding out the safety, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's holding out from Florida State. I forget his first name.
I hope not. I don't see how
he's holding out to get paid. He's on his last year.
I get it, but has he played a full season yet? I don't think he even played a full season. Come on, man. Like this, there's certain things I don't think you can. I guess you're just going by potential, and he has great potential. But holding out, I didn't hear he was holding out. But if he is,
I read that. Like, he is holding out.
That's tough.
Derwin James.
Yeah. I don't think he played a full season yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't really follow too much of San Diego, but they got a good coach. They got obviously a good team.
No, time out.
You're right.
Let's not go. Let's not get too crazy now.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. You're absolutely right, man.
But
What's
maybe
up,
he's
Paul?
learned this year.
Maybe he's learned this year.
Maybe
Yeah.
he looked at the game tapes.
Looked at the game tapes.
He did his 4 hours of extra studying and realized it was he's the reason they didn't make the playoffs.
All right, so let's go to the bet. So Denver is still low, minus 146 to make the playoffs. I think that's a decent bet. We like them to I like them to win the division. I forget if you said you like them to win the division as well, but I like them to win the division. So I think they make the playoffs. Kansas City right now, minus 225. They're going to regress, obviously, with no Tyreek Hill. He changes the dynamic. Do we think that they have enough to replace him in terms of his production? Not saying that it's going to be anybody who's going to beat Tyreek Hill, but the players that they have in place, I think their first round receiver went down already. I think he's hurt. I forget who it was, but I think one of their draft picks went down. So it'd be interesting. And then a lot more pressure on Kelsey, obviously. But the thing that makes me think that they will make the playoffs is Andy. Andy's done more with less. And he's still a Hall of Fame coach and probably the GOATs of coaching and probably a top 3 coach in the league right now. So well respected everywhere he goes. So with the talent he has, because he still does have elite talent on that team, I think they do enough to get it done. And we got the Chargers. The Chargers are minus 162 to make the playoffs. Do the Chargers make the playoffs?
Man, that's a tough one, man. The Chargers. No, Paul. I think he is at camp, but he's still working with them.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing like practices. I think he's doing walkthroughs.
Yeah, he's
doing the right thing by being there and showing his face, but he's not out there like practicing and stuff like that. He's just doing walkthroughs with them.
Yeah, he's engaged with the Chargers during the holdout. It is a holdout though.
Mm-hmm.
He's just there. I don't know, man. I like the Kansas City.
Yeah, my bad.
The Chargers.
See, the fact that you're doing all that tells me no, bro. That tells me no.
Because they have the pieces, right? But they had the pieces last year.
They did.
And you know what I'm saying? And who got in the way? Who got in the way?
Coach.
The coach.
The coach.
And the coach went on interview and said, "This is who I am. This is who our team is, and we're gonna do what we're gonna do." And that reminded me of one coach too, in particular. And you know what coach that looked like too at one point in the season?
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
Looked like our coach. But guess what he did do? He made a motherfucking adjustment because he realized he was the problem. I don't know if the Chargers coaches realized he was the problem. So this is a tough one. If the coach gonna come out here and do the same things he was doing last year, they're not making the playoffs. All that going forward on 4th down, being super aggressive, has bit them in their ass.
I'm gonna say no.
But I feel like on paper they are a number 1 seed.
The only reason I'm gonna say no is because I'm looking at this list here. So your list is Buffalo, New England. What do you got with Baltimore and Cincy? You think they make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4. We got Denver, KC. So that's 6. So the next one, the division winner automatically gets in. So the Chargers can't make it.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have Denver in their playoffs. A lot of
That's
people got
true.
Denver last next to
That's
Vegas.
true. That's true.
You know?
I'm just talking about what we're talking about, especially compared to Colin.
Who else? If it's not the Chargers, who else we gonna put in there?
For me, my picks were Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincy, Denver, KC. Ooh, I got 2 more spots. Good. Yeah. That's such a tough division, man. Because I think people sleeping on the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to be okay. Like I think Adams is going to do.
All right, now, come on. You gotta make it. Like, come on now. Come on, we can't be on everybody now. Let's figure this shit out.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
like they're the forgotten team in this
right?
division.
Because they're the best division by far. That's the old NFC East back in the early 2010s, huh?
They went 10-7. What they want to go like? They went 10-7 last year. Do we think they're going to really regress that far?
No,
like,
I don't.
They're not going to be over a 500.
The problem is they got three other teams in that division that are going to be tough.
Yeah, no,
you gotta play Denver. You gotta play Chargers
in Denver, right? You got to play Denver and Denver
twice. You gotta play the Chargers twice. You gotta play Kansas City twice.
So Chiefs added. Oh, that's right. They did add a Schuster advance though and free agency. Yeah, but Paul, like, I like Schuster. I always had. I thought he would have been a good fit here for the Eagles. So I think that works, and I think Andy will be smart enough to get him in positions to get the ball, but he's over the middle, and that's where Kelsey is. So is that like too crowded? You know,
man. I'm talking about the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Chiefs making the playoffs, y'all. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying this, but are they going to go 12-5?
Does it matter if they go 12-5? They making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, I think when you got Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid on the same side, this is what it's going to be. Yeah. And I think Patrick had his worst season last year. That's in my opinion. I thought
their offense got considerably worse though.
Yeah, but I think he played terribly well. I mean, terrible. Not because of the way the offense was. I think he just was in his little self. But that's what I saw.
He does that every year though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I think like I was going back to the coach and Chargers. I think Patrick Mahomes got that contract.
Stop, Chuck.
His head got a little big. He was taking a lot more risks then he realized his team later on in the season. He realized he was the problem. And start making those adjustments.
He always.
If you watch that throughout the season, he was making a lot of errors, and then he started realizing it was him. So I think he's going to carry that into this season. The difference is people are really holding themselves accountable and making the adjustments. Chargers coach said, "Nah, fuck that. This is what we are. This is what we're going to do." So that's why the Chargers got me scared. Now, can that defense hold him down? That's the question. But let's not forget, that Chargers defense couldn't stop anything. They were damn near the worst defense in the NFL. Just because they added Mac, yeah, that's going to be a great, great addition. But their defense was terrible. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and a lot has to do with their coaching and being super aggressive on fourth down, putting their defense in bad positions, and that's what happens. But look at the Chargers defense last year. Terrible. Mac ain't going to run them to the top 10. Not one player.
No, he does. He's not. He's gonna bring some swagger.
Right.
But
he's gonna help out.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Look, they couldn't stop anybody.
So let's take the Chargers out. Because we got a mix of what you like in here and then what I like.
Okay. Why would we put me on that division?
So we got nothing, but yeses. We'll take the Chargers out, and they don't make the playoffs this year. And then it was Lynn.
If they don't make the playoffs this year, the coach getting fired.
All right, that's why I say I think
that's why it's so hard. It's like, go ahead, let's keep going because we're stuck.
Yeah. All right. So in the last division, AFC South, we have the Tennessee Titans, the Colts, Houston Texans, and Jacksonville Jags. Texans last year went 12-5. The Colts went 9-8. Texans went 4-13. Jags went 13-14. So obviously Texan and Jags. The Jags will be much improved with Doug, I think. Not a playoff team, obviously not yet. They got still ways to go. Obviously Houston is a complete shit show. A lot of people have the Colts winning this division. As long as Colin, I'm not overexcited about that. Obviously, we all love JTT and what he brings to the table. Is he going to do what he did last year? Probably. Maybe not as much, but probably. Is Matt Ryan really the answer in Indiana and Indy? I'm not 100% sure because none of their skill positions outside of JTT are not like sexy. They don't appeal to me. Like I don't see like Pittman's good. Who else is over there? I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like Pittman's the only one that comes to mind in my head. That is is the guy. But other than that, I mean, they got a great offensive line.
Really
I mean,
great.
who else is there? Right? Like if you think about their best players on their team, it's Quentin Nelson, a guard, and the linebacker. Zaire Franklin. But that's it. Like that's their best players. So to me, a little bit over 500 team.
Damn.
I still like Tennessee. I like Tennessee.
For me, they're my sleeper. So I'm not going against that. The Colts are my sleeper. I think defensively, they're a top 10, top 5 defense. They fly around. That's going to keep them in the game. And their ball control offense, right? They run the ball. Got one of the best O lines. You add a vet and Matt Ryan. You don't need to do too much, Matt, to win games. I think they'll win a lot more closer games because of their style of play. I like Tennessee and the Colts to make the playoffs. If I was looking,
that's what I was going to say. I like Tennessee to make the playoffs again. I know they lost AJ Brown. Who was their first round pick? But did he get hurt already? It was like some. No, you know what? The talk was he hasn't been showing. He's not adjusting to the speed of the NFL or just the NFL right away. It was Burks, but they did get Robert Woods. Hopefully he looks okay coming off his injury. But you know, I still, you know, you still got the Moose and Henry.
Yeah,
Tannehill serviceable and the good defense, and you gotta love the coach. You know what I mean? You love Vrabel as a coach. So I like Tennessee to make it. They're at even right now, at plus 110. So a little bit different than Colin. I think you have. So we all kind of agree on Dolphins. We don't agree with the Dolphins. He has San Diego. We don't agree with San Diego. We have Tennessee that me and you both agree with. You have the Patriots. I don't, and I have Baltimore in. So looking at this these bets here, you can't parlay any of these, obviously. You're gonna pay some juice for some of them. Let's obviously get Buffalo out of there. New England's not a bad bet at plus 160. So you're going to get some plus EV money on here. Trying to think here. I think Denver's a pretty decent bet at minus 146, but you're paying some juice here. We're going to take the Chiefs out of it. We're just giving you some value. If your bankroll allows you to be making bigger bets when you can play 2-to-1, meaning that you're making what they call dime bets, which are like a rack, 1 or 2, 3 racks. So you can do, 4 racks to win 2 or 4,000 to win 2 on like the Kansas City Chiefs making the playoffs. Be all my guest. Go ahead. But for our average casual better, residual, not residual better, but our normal better, they're only betting maybe at most 100, anywhere from $100 to $500 on some of these plays. So when we look at that, we want to make sure we get you the most value. I think minus 172 was a little high as well. I don't know. Something about Cincy just kind of throws me off about betting that. Even Baltimore's kind of high. I mean, I think the bet here that gives you some money, some value here is Denver still, because we think Denver's going to possibly win this division. So I like Denver in here, and I like Tennessee at minus 110. 50-50 shot for Tennessee to win the playoffs.
Man, that's dangerous, man.
What?
It's only minus 110 for Tennessee?
Yeah, it's low. I mean, yeah,
that's a telltale sign to me.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a 50-50 shot. Like, you know what I mean? It's a 50-50 shot. They might make it, they might not. I mean, because if you have the Colts winning the division, they're going to make the wild card. So if they make the wild card, they have to deal with the Cincy's or the Baltimores of the world. They have to deal with New England's of the world. They have to deal with who was the other team? The Chargers possibly of the world. So they got some hurdles to get through for them to make it. So that is
that the wild card?
I mean,
the division.
I'm going off the fact that you like the Colts and you think the Colts is going to win this division.
Right.
So they're gonna have to make it in the wild card.
Oh, Tennessee will.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So okay. All right. So that's the AFC plays that Colin put up. Like I said, out of all these, like you said, a little scary here. The only bet I would make is this one. Is the Denver bet. And you're going to be paying a little bit of juice for that. So if you don't understand the line, minus 146, meaning that for every $100, for every $146 you bet, you win 100. That's what that means. So you're paying this juice is what they call that. So if you keep going up, say you put, say you got some bankroll, you put 500, only 500 to win 342. For most people, that's not a good bet. But from other people who like this and love Denver to make the playoffs, remember, they don't have to win. They can come in as a wild card. To them, this is a good bet. And then the question is that I think that BDiddy did a great job on with some of these future bets is that do you want to wait 17 weeks for this? Right? Like, are you waiting 17 weeks for that payout? It's kind on your comfortability level and what you want to do. But at most for me, for these future bets, I probably won't go no more for at least for my bankroll. I won't go no more than 5 units on the play. I can make this up during the year and maybe re-bet this when the year kind of kicks off. So like say Denver starts 0-2, right? Those odds will completely shift, right? And I look at that schedule, it gets a little bit easier, softer, look, maybe a couple more home games. Makes more sense that they go on a run later on. So, and obviously injuries are key. All right, let's switch gears. Let's go to the NFC. Let's bring up some of Colin's picks from the NFC. Let me go back here. All right. Let's start with our division. NFC East. He said he likes nobody in this division. Cowboys were 12-5 last year. The Eagles were 9-8 last year, as we all know. Washington was 7-10 last year, and the New York Giants were 4-13. He's got the Eagles winning the division right now. I think our guy, friend of the show, Greg, said he already has a future on the Eagles. Where are they at? Oh, stupid Philly. Ooh, right now, minus 178 for the Philadelphia Eagles to make the playoffs. Woo! Any concerns about that?
No. Go Birds.
Go Birds, my man. There you go. I have no concerns about that. And the reason why I have no concerns about that, because I think they have one of the softest schedules in the league.
Or the NFC East does. Totally.
Yeah, the NFC East does, but specifically the Eagles, I think they have one of the softest schedules in the league. And on paper, they should be beating these teams. We'll go into the schedule when we get closer and kind of give our predictions on the schedule and run through that. But every time I look at the schedule, I have a hard time seeing them not winning almost 10 to 11 games. Like I just can't. Like I'm like they got to lose somewhere, right? And I'm just throwing it out there where they lose. So, we'll see. Burks, has he, Paul? Okay, yeah, that's what I saw. I saw he had a slow start in OTAs. I mean, he's not going to be AJ Brown, but I think Robert Woods will help that because I liked Robert Woods has always been a polished receiver, good route runner, good hands. So it'll help the rookie for sure. Gilmore, is he? I mean, like I don't know if he's over the hump. I mean, is he their number one? I guess he would be their number one corner there. We'll see. He want to get paid. You know what I mean? He want to get paid.
Colts defense is nasty.
Yeah. What's up, James? Thanks for jumping on the show. Kind of catching up on some of these comments. My bad, y'all. I'm jumping back and forth. So I'll get to y'all. Don't worry about it. All right. So no qualms on the Eagles. Like I said, soft schedule. All right. Let's keep it moving. We don't want to spend too much time. This is the interesting one he did. NFC North. We got the Packers at 13-4 last year. The Vikings at 8-9. The Bears at 6-11. And these Detroit Lions that are plus 4.5 against your Philadelphia Eagles week 1. That BDiddy likes. And they went 3-13 last year. He has Minnesota winning the division. It likes the new rookie head coach. Always thought that Cousins had a problem with Zimmer. Didn't work well. This coach comes in with an offensive mind first. Thinks this will help Kirk Cousins. Gets this team over the hump. Obviously, Green Bay regresses because Aaron Rodgers takes a long time, which is very true, for him to trust new rookie receivers. Getting that receiver that's highly touted from North Dakota State, I believe. I forget his name, but Adams being there is going to hurt Green Bay. He likes Minnesota to win this division. Minnesota makes the playoffs, and so does Green Bay. Thoughts on that? Let's look at Minnesota's odds. Minnesota's odds right now, look at that, minus 110, which is telling.
50-50.
Because I was thinking that they would be plus money. And obviously Green Bay is minus 500. Let's not even talk about Green Bay. So obviously the biggest thing is Minnesota.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight. Minnesota and Detroit. What's Detroit odds?
Come again?
What's Detroit's odds?
Detroit's odds is what? Making the playoffs? Are you serious right now?
I said, let's just look at it.
Talk about me. You want me to look at Detroit's odds?
Don got a coach, a Lions coach up there now. He's talking about Minnesota winning the division. So let's at least look at it.
Let's at least. Why? Are you
Look
serious?
at it. Let's just see what's going on.
Plus 410.
Ooh, that's a nice little sleeper right there. Rawr, the Lions. You know what I mean? And my Jalen Rose bag.
Or add the sound effect.
Yeah, Lions are making the playoffs, but they are a lock plus 4 in the first week of the season. So just saying that. Just saying that. They are going to improve Don.
Yeah, Don. He's a Lions fan. He's actually a Lions fan. He's a Lions fan.
They're gonna. Yeah, that's possible. I wouldn't say straight. I wouldn't. You get that 4 points. Get that 4.5. It might be a slow start for the Eagles.
This guy said, "Take a look, Nate. Get the fuck out of here." I don't even know why I looked at it. Plus 410. No way. They're not making the playoffs, bro.
No, they're not making the playoffs.
Not with that head coach. Good players.
He got them boys playing.
Good player. Yeah, he's a good players coach. Good motivator. But I don't know if he has the offensive creativity to get them over the hump, to make, to get them boys playing. So, I don't know. All right. So,
okay. I mean,
any thoughts on Minnesota winning the division?
I don't think they won a division. I don't think so. I think it's, but like I said, that's interesting take. I didn't think about, the Zimmer Cousins effect, right? I didn't think about that. I'll have to go back and see how they're doing.
Healthy D Hunter. Is that Jordan Hicks? Is Jordan Hicks there to go along with Peterson and Harrison Smith? So but see, you know what, Paul? They always had a good defense, and they always had a good defensive coach, right? Zimmer is a mastermind as a defensive coordinator. So yes, they added more talent, but they've always been good defensively, regardless.
Except for last year. So last year they regressed.
Yeah, they did regress last year. But I mean, I think Hunter was hurt too. That hurt them. But good. Zimmer's a legendary defensive coach. So I don't I don't put too much stock into the fact that they got more players, because I think the scheme and the coach put the players in the right position too. Because they still got don't they still got what's his name? Who was what the fuck is his name? Who was the dude from Cal, the linebacker that we liked here? And he went to Seattle, got in trouble with like tax stuff. His brother.
Oh, you're talking about
is it Hickerson? I want to say
no.
He's still there, I think.
I know you're talking about. He's there.
Oh, what's his name?
But anyway, I know you're talking about.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Kendricks.
Kendricks, yep.
Yeah, Kendricks. All Eric Kendricks. All right. So so you like this Minnesota bet?
I don't know. Let's keep going, and then we'll see if I got room for him.
Okay. All right. All right. So let me go back. So that was the AFC North, Minnesota and Green Bay. Like I said, a really interesting spot for Minnesota there. Now we have the I believe the NFC South. NFC South, we have Tampa 13-4, New Orleans 9-8 last year, the Falcons 7-10, and Carolina 5-12. So we can just scratch Carolina and Atlanta out of there, obviously, and it comes down to New Orleans and Tampa. The Fournette things kind of scare me a little bit because Lenny does a lot for them, and the fact that he came out of shape, hopefully he gets into shape. But the fact that there was reports that he came out of shape, I think is a little bit telling for me, especially with a Tom Brady led team. You don't really hear about that too much. So hard to say Tampa doesn't win this division because you can't. Are we going to put our faith in Winston? Winston will throw you 40 touchdowns, but he'll throw 40 picks too. So Tampa right now is probably what minus. Yeah, look at that shit. It's minus 750.
And what's New Orleans?
New Orleans right now is plus 132.
Yeah, I would go New Orleans over Minnesota.
I like New Orleans because I think that offense is really dynamic.
It is.
Now,
it really is.
Kamar
And they always have a top defense. That defense is locked in.
Yeah. Kamar being hurt is going to suck for them. I mean, not being hurt, being out, I think 6 weeks. I like Ingram, but he's not Kamar. And Ingram's kind of washed at this point. So I think Kamara still has some juice, but that offensive receiving core, Olivier, Michael Thomas, and I think they got a third. I'm trying to think who's the third.
Yeah, there's a third out there.
Like their offensive, I mean, he's going to be able to, like, a good bet is for him to lead the league in passing yards for sure. I don't even know what that is, but Winston can throw for 5,000 yards. Landry, that's who it is.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry. Yep. Yeah, I like the Saints over the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I agree.
If we had to put somebody in there,
the Saints. Okay, I agree.
The Saints always give Tampa issues, so they're going to at least get a win. They're going to split that at least once this year.
I agree. It's just Sean Payton being there changes things. Obviously, because he was such a good offensive mind and such a good coach. But I don't think they're going to change too much, for Winston. That doesn't make sense. All right, so damn, my mouse is fucking up. So we're going to take Minnesota out. Take the fucking Detroit Lions out. So I think we're agreed so far. We got Eagles, Packers, Saints. Let me just put, just to give us our number, let me just put Tampa in there. So 2 from there, Green Bay. Okay. We got 4 so far. Damn. So does that mean all 3 of the 4 is making it out of the NFC West? NFC West, we got the Rams with 12-5 last year. Obviously, your Super Bowl champions. Arizona 11-6 last year. The Niners were 10-7, and the Seattle Seahawks is 7-10. So obviously, scratch Seattle. This Niner buzz is starting to grow on me.
Yeah, I go Niners, Rams. Hey.
And the reason, and the one thing that I think Colin said that was really interesting, and I think true, was that Trey Lance doesn't have to be good. Just because of that coaching staff is so good, and it's almost scheme protected, where you could just put anybody in that type of scheme and they do well. And it just shows from the different receivers they have. The different running backs they have. Obviously, changes in quarterbacks that they have had and receivers that they have. As long as Kittle and Debo can stay healthy, I think this 49ers team is going to be up good. And right now, it shows they're 2-1. They're minus 198 to make the playoffs, which is really insane with a new, I won't call him a rookie quarterback, but a first-time starter quarterback. But I think it was very important that Kyle Shanahan said that this is Trey Lance's team. So the Rams, which is minus 270. Super Bowl hangover, maybe. But I think this roster is still good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't see how, I don't see too much Super Bowl hangover so much. And then the third one was the Cardinals. Now, this one, plus 118, makes a lot of sense. Without Hopkins on there, they're a different team.
I would go. I mean, I would go Cowboys, right? Did we put the Cowboys up there?
We did not put the Cowboys in there.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
Dallas is minus 260. Yeah.
Yeah, favorite to win the division, right?
Yep. Yeah, they
I
have the Cowboys in it, and Colin didn't have the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, because every year they got something going on, but eventually they're gonna, break through, right?
Every year is their year, bro. You already know.
Exactly. Eventually, one of these years they're going. I'm just saying. I think it's gonna be tight in the NFC East. I think it's gonna be a battle up top. Eagles, Cowboys. We're gonna be battling.
We had a.
I think we both get over 9.5 wins.
Where's that comment? We had somebody who had a Cowboy area. This little Cowboy fan here. Comeback player of the year, Dak Prescott. I don't know about
more like Cowboy player of the year. Team player of the year.
Yeah, right.
Nah, he's not having no comeback. Ain't no comeback for him. His comeback was last year.
There's gonna be a lot more. You got Henry in there. I think Washington. I want to say Washington is going to be a 500 team, but and that's because Washington.
Listen, I'll tell you. I think the Giants might, be a little sneaky.
What? You're gonna look at me funny?
I know. I look at you funny.
About Washington.
I don't believe in Winston, Washington. You can forget about that.
But you believe in Daniel Jones?
No, it's not Daniel Jones. People not even realize Tyrod Taylor's over there. People forget. Listen, Tyrod be out there to starting quarterback by week 4. We're gonna have some issues going against Tyrod Taylor. That's just my respect for Tyrod Taylor over there.
My bad, Joe. No disrespect, brother. I know how that hurts people's feelings. My bad. I never want to be called an Eagles fan either. My bad.
Facts.
My bad.
So, like you heard it here first, Giants gonna sneak out some wins somehow. They ain't making no playoffs, but if Tyrod Taylor ends up at quarterback, the table's gonna turn a little bit.
Come on, man.
You heard it here first.
Eagles won. Well, we got one, bro. We got our one. That's when we in the conversation. We had the table.
Molly Mall. You from Dallas, Molly Mall? You from Dallas?
Rusted green ass trophies y'all got. Come on.
But is he from Dallas though?
I don't know.
That's one of them Philadelphia Cowboy fans.
There's a lot of them out here, man.
I know.
There's a lot of them out here.
Because they was America's team. They was always on television. So,
all right. So let's recap NFC. We got the Eagles, Packers, New Orleans, Tampa. Actually, no, we got too many, right? No, that's all of them. No,
yeah, that was all. We had
Tampa, Niners, Rams, and Cowboys. So we took off from our difference between Colin's picks was we took off Minnesota and we took off the Cards, and I think that's a legit case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Cards are going to be this good this year. To be honest, they got the money, a lot of noise, no Hopkins. I think it's going to be tough for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
From DC,
Molly Mall,
Chocolate City,
DC Molly Mall, and you a Cowboys fan,
right? That's Hog Country.
That's crazy.
All right, so I want to get into this little bit of rant, man, and you already know my affiliation with Miles Sanders.
I'm gonna sit back on this one.
And no, man, because everything that's being done in our media, they report. And there was a big thing that came out that Miles Sanders wasn't running with the ones during training camp. And people put their arms up like, oh, what's going on? He's not running with the ones. He's running with the twos. What's happening? Nick Sirianni had to put a little bit of pushback on it, saying, no, Sanders is our guy, right? Sanders is our guy. He's going to be running with the ones. We rotate our guys. And in true Nick Sirianni fashion, to appease the people, he came out and Sanders was running with the ones, right? Running with the ones. Had a good play, did a little shook, did a little jive, scored. Nick Sirianni yells back to the media and say, look, there's our guy. He's running with the ones. And you know what Sanders said? Sanders came back on his press conference and said, I'm going to get the respect I deserve. Negro, please. What respect? What respect do you deserve, bro? What have you done in this league that makes you think you should get respect? You have talent. There's no questioning that. You could be one of the better or best running backs in the league. There's no questioning that. You didn't score a touchdown last year. The year before that, you were in and out. You were hurt. The year before that, Deuce couldn't trust you to hold on the chicken. What respect do you deserve? Somebody help me out and tell me. Because the last time I checked, respect was earned, not given. You just don't go out here demanding respect because you think that you are good. Talent only gets you so far. And we're seeing that right now. I want you to win. I want you to be great. I want you to get the biggest contract for a running back. But come on, man. My Stephen A voice. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? No, like, respect. You deserve it. You don't deserve shit, bruh. And I'm on the side. I'm talking from a mic in my basement in my studio. Right? But I've been on the field. Now, have I played at your level? No. But I know what it's like on the field. I know what it's like to get respect for your play. Just because you can shoot and drive, do a spin move, run 75 yards and not score does not mean that you get respect.
So
score some damn touchdowns, man.
So let's layer this really quickly. I'm not going to hold these ears that's watching this
I can't stand it, man.
This podcast over Miles Sanders. Do you think that was more of a message to him, to Nick Sirianni? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was a message toward other people outside of the football team.
How
we had this conversation
this all the time, bro.
We had this conversation a couple of weeks ago when I was telling you Miles Sanders had 4 carries in one game. The disrespect that he feels, I completely understand. So when you come in this year and it's like I'm running with the twos, and then he has a great game, a great day, he's sending a message back to Nick Sirianni, because Nick Sirianni was on a mic talking about X, Y, and Z. That I'm gonna get my respect that I deserve.
No, man. I think I don't think it's just for the team, because I think the team understands where he stands, and I don't have any problem.
It's only you that talking negative. I don't hear nothing negative about Miles Sanders. Nobody, the media ain't talking about Miles Sanders. Nobody.
What?
You talking about Miles Sanders?
What are you talking about? He was running with the twos, and it was like a big deal.
Yes, I get that aspect, but nobody's been disrespecting Miles Sanders in the media. Nobody's been dragging Miles Sanders. Right. That's what I'm saying. It ain't us or the media he's talking about. He's talking to his coach. He's talking to Nick Sirianni.
They scared to call it out. They scared to call a spade, bro. They scared to call a spade. He was a starting running back. I don't care if he got 2, 3, 500, 400. He did not score a touchdown last year. The year before that, in and out because he was hurt. The year before that, Deuce couldn't trust you in the game anymore. He had to pull you out.
He was his rookie year, Nate.
Bro.
It was his rookie year.
Bro, he talking like
his rookie years with Deuce
on the planet. And he's talked like this before.
I think
you've heard this preseason
I think you're
talk
misunderstanding what's going on.
I don't think I'm misunderstanding anything. I don't think I'm misunderstanding. He's talked like this before. As players should have confidence, just like you should have confidence. But just like if you come on the field, hey, about this, we played in an all-star game together, right? Mm-hmm. Back in the day, back in our heyday. Man, we played in the all-star game together. You're my man. You always been my bro, right? But when I stepped on that field, I felt like I was the best player on that field. And that's just a confidence in me, as I should, just as you should, right? But I also went out and practiced and proved that I was one of the better players, in my opinion, I felt. Because after a couple practices, people knew who I was who didn't know who I was. And that was from my play. To me, and that's why I started just like you did. You started in the All-Star game. Because I earned the respect of the coaches. I earned the respect of my peers. Miles Sanders, what respect? Like I was just saying, like he wants the respect of the league to let him know that he's one of the better or best running backs in the league. That's what I see. I don't see it as it being inside of saying that, oh, I need the respect of my teammates. I need the respect of Nick Sirianni. I need the respect of the whole goddamn league that Miles Sanders is a name to know I'm dangerous. Like, come on, man. I want to say some other shit, but we on live.
I think you got. Listen.
On,
I think we
man.
need to set up a boxing match. You know what I'm saying, between Nate and Miles, and let's just figure it out from there. Then he can earn that respect from Nate. But for me, Miles, listen to me.
Go ahead.
I feel you. I feel like since Nick Sirianni came in, there's a lot of changes that's happening. I think Nick Sirianni is also adjusting to what he wanted to do, his own ego. You know what I'm saying? Throwing the ball last year, early in the season, 50, 60 times with Jalen Hurts, which he shouldn't have been doing. There's been times that you have not had the ball in your hand to really prove yourself. So I get it. I understand it. And I think that's what he's saying. He's saying, listen, I'm going to get the shit that I deserve. Like, give me the rock and I'll show you.
Okay.
Now, if he starts to get the ball like he's supposed to, 10 to 15 touches a game, and he ain't getting in the end zone or he ain't busting up 1,000 yards, I'll retract what I'm saying right now and say, Miles, you got to step your game up. But right now, I just feel like he hasn't got the opportunity to really kind of show what he got. That's what I'm saying. Not enough touches. That's all.
Now, let me ask you this, and we'll go to some free picks and get everybody out of here. Let me ask you this, bro. Sanders shows up this year. Shows up. And when I mean shows up, breaks the 1,000-yard mark, which is not hard to do nowadays. Let's be clear.
He hasn't done it yet.
He hasn't done it yet, but with 17 games, it's not hard to get 1,000 yards. We saw Zeke do it, barely getting 25 carries and 80 yards a game. So it's not hard to do.
How many carries?
Zeke used to get he was getting 20 carries some games.
That's what your running back supposed to get. That's what your running back supposed to get.
I mean, those
17, 20 carries. Great.
Yeah, 17 to 20 is top end usually.
Right.
Usually. So okay,
Miles is nowhere near that
because he can't handle that workload. But let's keep moving. So Sanders shows up.
Hey, Miles, please show up this year, please. Please, Miles.
Sanders shows up, gets us a respectable year. Let's say 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 500 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns receiving. So 10 total touchdowns, about 1,700 yards total offense. You are the GM. You Howie Roseman right there. Rookie year. Are you paying him as a top 5 running back?
In this game, probably not.
So he doesn't have your respect.
No, I'm saying he has my respect. I'm just saying that in the game that we play now, there's running backs you get at a cheaper price. You know what I'm saying? I think that's ultimately what he's saying too. It's like, you're not getting my carries. I need to respect the deserve because I want to get paid. I want to get to the next level of my career and get paid.
I want him to get paid too. I do. There's no slander on that. I want this man to get paid and get what he rightfully feels that he deserves. Absolutely. But don't come on.
But he's not with you talking that shit. You're gonna fuck his money up.
Because he says he deserves it.
I'm giving him your address too.
Right, man. I ain't hard to find, especially in this neighborhood. I stick out, so we good. I got an Eagles flag outside. You know what I mean? So don't worry.
What I will say, I think he has a good year. I think this team is a running back by committee, which means that we won't necessarily need him in the future if Nick Sirianni is going to run the offense the way he does through Jalen Hurts. It's all about where you are. But I can see Miles Sanders going somewhere else and balling, getting better, having that chip on his shoulder. But we're running back by committee. We have a quarterback that runs the ball also. So that's taking away some of the carries also. It's going to be tough for any running back to really have a big stance here like in other cities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
So,
I don't know what you're saying, but it's all good.
and at the same time, let's think about it. When he does get in the red zone, Gainwell's either coming in because he's a heavier back, or Jalen Hurts is carrying the ball off the read option and running. Like you got to understand there's things that's happening within the team when they get into the 10, inside the 10, inside the 5.
Agreed.
And Nick Sirianni like to make different play calls.
Yeah, no, agree.
You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid is similar to that. Andy Reid was similar to getting close to the 5, not really handing the ball off to his running back. Look at him in Kansas City. He used to throw the shuffle pass. You know what I'm saying? He would have these quick little trickery plays.
Yeah, the red zone.
The red zone, like Nick Sirianni is similar, and he's quick to pull the plug on Miles Sanders in the red zone because Miles is not as, I guess he may not be as strong, inside that area.
All right, let's get some free plays today. Last week, you dropped a nice little gem with some baseball.
I did, didn't I?
You had a 3-team parlay. I think it was +3. I want to say 3.
Yeah, it's like
+3
something. Yeah,
370 somewhere in there, almost 4-1. Smashed. You know what I mean? We slapped that. So if you guys are still watching out there, definitely hit a nice little free play for you guys today. I mean, last week. So let's look at the slate today. What do you like today, bro? You see any?
Let's put that thing up. Let's put that parlay up. I'll give folks a parlay today. Ain't gonna go too crazy. Let's
go 2 weeks in a row. Let me bring it back up. Add to it. There we go. Back in basement. Man, my mouse is fucking up. All right, what you got for me, bro?
Let's throw in Moneyline Toronto.
Moneyline Toronto. All right.
Let's look at this first. Let's go -1.5 Toronto.
Okay. Run line.
Let's go run line on Atlanta.
Run line on Atlanta. So everybody, the run line is when you see the -1.5. So they're gonna win by 2 runs. Just a FYI.
Let's go Moneyline Tampa Bay.
Moneyline Tampa Bay.
We're at +370 there, right?
I like Tampa today too. Got an ace on the mound. Good teams versus bad teams. Gotta like that.
Can we go one more for the Dodgers here?
Dodgers lost yesterday, right?
Yeah, it should be a comeback here. They always struggle in Colorado. That's one of the ones that's gonna fuck you up in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like right there. Let me see what the
I like
Phillies
this.
looking like.
Good play. 3-1.
Oh, and Nola's up on the mound against Brubaker though.
Yeah.
We want to throw in the Phillies up there. Let's throw in the Phillies money line.
I do like. So Phillies scare me.
+6.
+622. Phillies scare me. What I do like in this one though is Nola has been pitching very well.
Strikes.
So I do like his strikeouts.
What is it? 7?
It's 6.5.
6.5. So it's 7 now.
Yeah, 6.5. But look at the jump, right? -1100 for 5, and then 6. 6 is -430. But if we look at his last outings, now I was looking at this one because Pittsburgh is terrible, and I think they're tops in strikeouts. And the last couple games have been low scoring. So a lot of ground balls, a lot of outs, fly outs, all that good stuff. So the strikeouts, I'm bringing up Nola's. Hopefully it comes up. He's averaged, I think, over 8 strikeouts the last 6 games, starting all the way back in June. San Diego, he had 10. Atlanta, he had 8. Washington, he only had 3. But the Cardinals, he had 7. Miami, he had 10. And Atlanta, he had 7. So he's a pretty decent bet to at least get you 6. So for me, I would take the Phillies out, and I would put strikeout at 6. And I like this at 5-1, almost 5-1. Because he's gonna get you 6. He's going to get you 6. At least he hasn't. He had one time against Washington, July 6th. He had 3. What is it?
Hold
July-
on. Time out.
What?
Oh, this is what you're going to add in there. This is for you. This is for you.
Yeah, if I would like, so if you wanted, so I actually just like this. I like the 3. I like this
Plus
bet right here.
370.
That's the 370. It gives me a lot of plus.
Yeah, I just want you.
money.
Let's go back one more time and just put in the money lines for all those. I just want to see where it's at.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Yeah, man, my mouse is messing up. All right, so let us go back.
So I want to hold these people up with these good plays again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the 3 bet, but so Tampa and then Atlanta. So a little less
So
than
it's
2 to
almost
1.
2-1. Add the Phillies in there.
Checking out, it's a
There
little
we
over
go.
3 to 1.
That's my play.
That's your play.
That's my play.
I like it.
I'm gonna trust Nola, and I like what you're saying with the strikeouts. I do. I mean, was it Ranger? Ranger had 8 strikeouts yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nola will definitely get the strikeouts. But if we're gonna get those strikeouts, we're gonna get some runs too. I mean, you got to think. Castellanos has been playing so bad. First inning, he had bases loaded, 1 out. He couldn't even put the ball in play to get a run in.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had 2 outs, man on first and second, or third and second and third. It's been moments that we should be able to get some runs in, and we just haven't made it get the runs in. So I think the bats go today, and we should be able to be okay.
All right, I got one for y'all. So that was real quick. Everybody got it real quick. Toronto, Phillies, Atlanta, and Tampa. Plus 327. BDiddy's parlay pick of the day. All right.
And I do like Atlanta run line by itself.
Yeah. So for me, I do like Tampa today. I'm going run line Tampa. Now this is going to be a little bit more risky for my end, but I just can't not do it because he's just been just so hot in terms of his hitting and hitting home runs. I'm going to go Judge with a homer. I don't know. I'm just going to ride the train. He's hit 5 home runs in the last 6 games. He's just, it doesn't, like, sooner or later they're not going to pitch to him. But that's where I'm going. So we got that, and then we're going to do our Nola strikeouts. Pitcher props. Alternate strikeouts. Now this is all through FanDuel, just FYI. Damn, my joint jumped. That was at minus 1100 before. And I got one more for you. Where is it? It is, I really like this one right here. These teams have been putting up runs. San Diego total runs. Oh no, Twins total runs. Over 3.5.
Okay.
Now this play is obviously a little bit more riskier, right? Because we're going from almost 3 to 1, right? Which is a more safe bet. Remember with these parlays, very tough to hit consistently. You got to get a little bit lucky at sometimes with some parlays. So this is the outlier right here. Obviously, Judge. I'm just going on the fact that he's just been hitting the ball just like nobody we've seen in a very long time. You know, every time he hits the ball, it's a home run. So I'm going with Judge to hit the home run. And remember, this is low. Normally, this is like plus 330, 350. So this just tells you that he's a good bet to kind of hit. Now, if you just like Judge to hit it, you can take all these out and just play Judge to hit a home run today and just lay the money. But this is my bet, my parlay. We got Tampa run line, Judge to hit a home run, Nola with 6+ strikeouts, and the Minnesota Twins that have over 3.5 runs. Live odds, live bet here. plus 12, 13 on your money. And those are our free parlays of the day. Write them down. Bet at your own risk. Obviously, we do this from an entertainment standpoint, but we do hit. so, you know, it's all fun and games until you start winning money, right? So, I think those bets are live. I think those are all really good bets. I think BDiddy has a very safe bet today. So make sure you guys lock that in. Make sure if you got a little bit more money in your bankroll, make sure you go ahead and lock my bet in as well. Put a little bit, put $20 on it. You know what I mean? Win yourself, what is that? 20 to win. 20 to win 250. I mean, get some gas money the way this shit going. Two full tanks of gas right there is what you got with that 250. The way this shit going, man. So going a little bit long here. Let's get out of here, man. So I want to appreciate everybody for joining. Appreciate for everybody always supporting us. For Moss Money, MoneyPot Podcast. For my guy BDiddy over there, man. We out of here. Shout out to Al Sanders, man.
You an asshole. We out.
Let's go! This ain't the Parkleichen Forces gegen he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's